How's it going, guys? Sanitary 103, always encouraging clean eating and a clean and healthy lifestyle. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over my top 10 tips on how to increase your energy. Now, there's nothing worse than having a lack of energy. You go to work, and I actually got out of work about 30 minutes ago. There's nothing like going about your day, and then after lunch or around a certain time, you just feel really tired. So who doesn't want more energy, right? So without much further ado, let's go over this list. Tip number one on how to increase your energy, and that is to increase your magnesium intake. Now, magnesium is a very essential mineral that's responsible for breaking down glucose into energy. So when you don't have enough magnesium in your diet, your glucose is not able to efficiently convert and give you that energy needed. So for men, you typically need around 350 milligrams per day, and for women, it's around 300. So if you're lacking in magnesium, you could get a multivitamin or a vitamin with magnesium, or even better, get it from real food. Increase your nut intake, your cashews, your almonds, your peanuts. And also fish is good, has a good source of magnesium, in particular halibut. Tip number two on increasing your energy, and that is to relax and reduce your stress. Now, stress is a really big killer. From top to bottom, it can have a lot of negative consequences, even though you might not realize it. So when you're really stressed and you get really angry and you hold a grudge and you let things just really bog down, and it can actually really get you tired. And I speak from personal experience. There are times when I have a bad day and I'm upset about something, and it's no coincidence that I just feel really tired. Today I had a good day and I have more energy. That's no coincidence. So if you are a type of person that's constantly getting angry, and or you're just always a stress case, and try some meditation, or just be cognizant / aware of it, and this will help increase your energy. On to tip number three, and that is to not consume humongous meals. A lot of times when you have a humongous meal, like let's say at Thanksgiving, what typically happens, you want to crash because there's a lot of calories, usually a lot of sugar, especially if you're eating like fast food, and a lot of caffeine, a lot of sugar, like I mentioned, a lot of fat, salt, and this stuff just puts your body all out of whack. So try to eat reasonable portions, and try not to go too many hours without food, because a lot of times you're going to end up wanting to overeat when you haven't eaten in a while if you skip a lot of meals. And when that happens, you may actually overeat, and then when you overeat, you get that big crash. So a quick conclusion for tip number three: make sure not to eat humongous meals, control your portions, and try not to skip meals too frequently. On to tip number four, and this might be obvious to some people, but that is to exercise. Now, some of you guys in the minority might be saying, well, exercise actually gets me more tired. I'm exhausted when I'm working out. That's absolutely true, but if you work out diligently and you get a really good workout, what tends to happen is after your workout, you feel really good. So definitely get a little bit of a physical activity if you can, even a brisk walk, early in the morning before you go to work, or even at lunch. This will help increase your energy just a little bit more. Moving on to tip number five, and this is one of my favorite ones, and that is to take a power nap if you can. This definitely is really essential, even like 20 to 30 minutes if you can during lunchtime or during a break. I used to go to my car in the parking lot at work and go and take a nap for like 20 minutes. And even though it doesn't seem significant, and you might actually feel a little bit more tired upon waking up from the nap, I find that after about 30 minutes to 45 minutes after my nap, I feel a little bit more charged up, so to speak, a recharge. Kind of like you have a laptop and you're at like 10%. You put that little charger in, and it's just for a little bit, but you get up to about 20-25%. So this definitely helps. One quick disclaimer on naps though is that it's called a nap, so you may not have an hour, but if you end up getting in the habit of sleeping past 30 or 45 minutes, that becomes a small sleep, and that can actually disturb your sleep patterns. Basically, you get kind of jet lagged and you have a hard time sleeping in the night. So if you're gonna take a nap, I would limit it in terms of duration between 20 and 30 minutes, and this is gonna help you give you that boost. On to tip number six on increasing your energy, and that is to eat less sugar. This one's a little bit more obvious, but a lot of people are addicted to sugar. you're gonna have that can of soda or that Slurpee or that macchiato from Starbucks or Pete's or wherever. You have that sugar high, you're gonna get all amped up, but what goes up must come down, kind of like a roller coaster. It causes your insulin to go into frenzy and you get that huge spike, which is actually counterproductive to losing weight. You actually can store more fat or be more prone to storing fat if you have that insulin spike. So that's a double whammy. That occurs, you're not really burning as much fat, you're holding on to it more often. You're more prone to holding on to fat storage by having a lot of sugar, and then you're also getting that huge crash. If you are to have some sugar, try to limit the intake, and also potentially if you have like a soda, have it with a meal that's well balanced with good carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. This will help limit the crazy spike and you won't feel as tired. On to tip number 7 on increasing your energy, and that is to drink more water. Now, a lot of people know the health benefits of water, but one aspect that a lot of people fail to recognize is that even if you're slightly dehydrated due to not drinking enough water, that can actually zap your energy down. Hence, you want to drink a lot more water. Now, how much water to help increase your energy levels, that's going to vary from person to person. The whole notion of 8-ounce glasses of water, which is about 64 ounces, that's a good baseline, but you're going to have to experiment a little bit because based on your activity level, how big you are and whatnot, but try with 64 ounces and then go from there. Also, make sure to look at your urine and notice the color of it. It needs to be probably pretty clear white. If it's really neon yellow, kind of like Mountain Dew, or if it's like really just dark, you're definitely dehydrated. Also, if you have some cotton mouth, that's another good indication that you're dehydrated. So make sure to drink a lot of water. There's a lot of health benefits. Our bodies are primarily composed of water, so it makes sense to drink a lot of water, and this will help increase your energy. All right, let's move on to tip number 8, and that is to have a healthy snack in between your meals. Now, like I mentioned in the other tip, you don't want to go too many hours without eating a meal, and a lot of times you just might be hungry between lunch and dinner, or let's say between breakfast and lunch. Let's say you have a breakfast in the morning and then you're stuck in meetings all day at work and you don't get a meal until later on. What's going to happen is you're going to be cranky and you're probably going to get a headache from not eating, but your energy is just going to go down because you don't have enough fuel. So a nice healthy snack will help you increase your energy. A good example of a healthy snack is you want to get a little bit of protein and mix in with some good quality carbs. Just something really light, such as a spoonful of peanut butter on a whole wheat cracker, or a handful of nuts, or some almond butter on a rice cake. Just a nice balanced healthy snack, and this will help you increase your energy and get you throughout the day. On to tip number 9, and a lot of you guys are gonna love this one, but take it with a grain of salt, and that is to have some caffeine. Now, I say take my advice with a grain of salt because this doesn't mean you should be consuming 400 or 500 milligrams or pounding 5 or 6 Red Bulls, because you're going to get that crash just like with all that sugar and all those energy drinks. But a little bit of caffeine is not bad for you. I have a little bit before my workout, and if you're definitely not a morning person, a small cup of Joe in the morning with like 100, 200 milligrams of caffeine, just to give you a little bit of a boost and to just get you a little bit more sharp for that big presentation you have at work or whatever the case is. A little bit of caffeine is going to be okay to boost your energy, but like I said, just try not to overdo it, and moderation is key. And last but not least is tip number 10. If you made it this far, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. If not, it's cool, but let's move on to the last tip, and that is to make sure you're getting enough sleep. Now, I talked about the other tip regarding power naps, and those are important, but the power naps are not going to do much for you if you're not getting good quality sleep. Now, everybody has busy lives, but you should try to get good quality sleep and make sure it's a good amount. So how much is a good amount? Let's actually start off with kids. They say 8 to 9 hours, and adults anywhere between 6 to 8. That's definitely gonna vary. I've known people that are able to function highly on like 6 hours. So you're gonna have to experiment a little bit, but I would say the baseline at minimum for an adult, I would say 6 hours. I personally need about 8. I can get by on 6 or 7 for like a night or two if I have to, but I know after that I just start getting all tired. So make sure you get adequate sleep. This is very essential to keeping your energy levels up. So that's about it for this video. Thanks for watching. And one last important thing I wanted to mention is that if you're going through this list and you have basically performed all these tips and you still feel a little tired, you may have to see a doctor. You might have a thyroid problem, and or you might be anemic. So if that's the case, they're probably gonna have to do some blood work on you, and from there they'll be able to prescribe some medication and go from there. That's my time, guys. Hopefully that was informative. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for all the latest in diet, health, and fitness if not already. I put out at least 2 to 3 new videos per week, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye. So in today's video, I'm gonna go over my top 10 foods and or vitamins to help improve your brain power. If you're having a hard time concentrating in general, let's say on